Hello everyone. Today, we're tackling a common headache for Java developers using MongoDB. The dreaded no SLF4J providers were found error. This error doesn't mean your code is wrong, but it does mean logging isn't working correctly. Let's dive into what causes this issue and, more importantly, how to fix it. We'll cover the root cause, practical solutions, and even some best practices for logging in your Java MongoDB projects. First, let's understand why this happens. SLF4J, or Simple Logging Facade for Java, is an abstraction layer. Think of it as a universal remote for different logging frameworks like Logback, Log4j, and Java.util.logging. When SLF4J can't find a concrete logging implementation, it throws this error. Your code is trying to log something, but SLF4J doesn't know where to send those log messages. Now, let's move on to the solutions. The most common fix is adding a logging provider dependency to your project. If you're using Maven, you can add a dependency like logback-classic, which is a popular choice. You'll need to find the correct logback dependency information on Maven Central and paste it into your pom.xml file within the dependencies section. Remember to save the file and allow Maven to download the new dependency. Another option is log4j2. The process is similar. Find the correct log4j2 core and SLF4J binding dependencies and add them to your pom.xml file. Remember that using different versions of the log4j libraries can cause conflicts, so ensure you're using compatible versions. Gradle users will need to add the corresponding dependencies to their build.gradle file. The syntax is slightly different, but the principle remains the same. You need to declare the logging provider dependency. Once you've added the dependency, rebuild your project. This will allow SLF4J to find the logging provider. Sometimes, you might have conflicting dependencies. This can happen if different libraries you're using include different logging implementations. Use your IDE's dependency analyzer or Maven's dependency tree command to identify conflicts. Exclude conflicting dependencies from the problematic libraries in your pom.xml file. Make sure to test your logging configuration after making any changes. Use simple log statements in your code and check if the messages appear in your console or log file. Finally, consider using SLF4J's NOP implementation as a temporary fix if you don't need logging immediately but want to avoid the error. This effectively disables logging without causing exceptions. Add the SLF4J NOP dependency to your project. Remember to replace it with a proper logging provider later. Implementing proper logging is crucial for debugging and monitoring your Java MongoDB applications. Choose a logging provider that suits your needs and configure it correctly. Logging libraries offer a variety of features, such as log levels, appenders, and formatters. Explore these features to tailor your logging output. That's it for today's tutorial. I hope this helped you resolve the no SLF4J providers were found error. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. Your support helps me create more useful tutorials. Don't forget to leave your questions or suggestions in the comments below.